Hey guys, welcome to the pod. So excited. So I have a special guest with us today, Nina. So we are in Seattle right now, and Nina was the first one to get me out of my little Seattle freeze that I put myself into because I was just trying to be part of the culture. No, I just didn't want to deal with people. And Nina came up to me in the gym and was like, "Hi!"
How are you?
Yeah.
You're so pretty.
So, we're going to be talking today, continuing the 1-year date, and we're going to be talking about energy. We're doing a funny one today. I don't know if it's really funny. It's kind of pathetic, but so my friend Kristen, which we love, my wife, was over visiting in Seattle for my birthday, and we were like, we're gonna go out to dinner, it's gonna be great, it was my birthday, blah blah blah. I said that already, and we decided to go to my favorite restaurant in Seattle, which the name I am blanking, Ascend, which is this beautiful steak sushi restaurant in the top of the, what is it?
It's in Bellevue.
Bellevue, yeah, but what is the tower? It's in the top of
I have no idea. I've been there so many times, and I always leave drunk, so I never remember.
Done. I mean, that's the best way to leave if you're having a good time. So, the W. I think it was the W Hotel or something like that. Anyways, so test. Okay, so I'm still learning how to record podcasts. Please bear with me, everyone. So, we went up there for my birthday. We were waiting at the bar for a table. It was taking forever. I see this group of guys, and I'm like, they look like they're foreign. Like, love that. Let's make friends with the foreigners. They're going to be so much fun. They're going to love us because we're American. Feel free to chime in, please, like you normally would. Just come on in. So, I befriended one of them, and they were like, oh, we're doing this event thing, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, cool, what's it for? And he's like, I can't tell you. And I was like, oh, are you drug dealers? And they're like, no, what? Like, and I was like, okay, so mafia? Like, and this guy's just, what?
When you say foreign, what kind of foreign?
He said he was from Czech Republic. And I was like, oh my God, like, same. So, like, not from there, but that's where Chelsko came from. So I was like thinking he was with a group of friends and they're all from Czech Republic. And that was like going to be so cool. And so anyways, they go back in to wherever their little groupie room thing that they were, business event they were at. And then they come back out a while later. We still have not gotten our table yet at this point. It's been like, I want to say an hour or two. But you know how it is if you don't have a reservation. So they come back out, and then eventually, I don't even remember exactly what it was. I was like, oh yeah, well, if you're not, a drug dealer, prove it.
Prove it.
And so he takes my hand and is like, okay, come on. And takes me to this back room, and I walk into this room, and it's just all young dudes. And I'm like, oh my God, why are we in here? Like, what is going on? Okay, so where were we?
It was the Kraken team.
Yeah. Okay, so I realized it was the entire Kraken team, which I didn't even know existed before that night. Because I don't really follow sports. And so I'm sitting there getting a hoot out of this because the guy who had been hitting on me was the captain of the team. I don't remember his name. Probably can't legally say it anyways, but he was the captain of the team last year, 2022.
I'm not going to tell you, proceeds to give you the details to figure it out.
So, but I was just like, this guy was cracking me up, cracking
her up.
But he was just like so drunk. My friend is like, I want to like eat food. Like we still have not had dinner at this point, right? And I'm like, no, this is fine. Let's just go along with it. This guy is hilarious. And he like takes us back to the back room. There's an open bar. He's like, what do you guys want to drink? What do you want to drink? Blah, blah, blah. She's like, I've had enough drinks. I need food. And I was like, we want food. We're going to go back to our reservation and like get to our table, blah, blah, blah. And he's like, no, we'll get you food. And he goes to the bartender. He's like, get them food. Get them whatever they want. Get them food. And they're like sir, like, we're not serving food back here. Like, you can't squeeze blood from a turnip.
What? I've never heard that in my life.
You've never heard that?
No. Kind of like what was it yesterday? Something about shitting in the
What?
Something about shit in the bed. I don't know.
I don't know. I didn't say that. I sure didn't.
Oh.
You mean what's his name said it?
Yeah, he
No
said
idea.
something about shitting in their bed.
Oh, shit the bed.
Yeah.
You've never heard that?
I've never heard that.
Shit the bed means just messed it up. Just royally ruined everything. Like, you just... So now if you don't know, new fun little sayings.
Oh yeah, it's
Not exactly the classiest ones, but it's fine. Rolling with the punches. Anyway, so finally, I'm like, we're going to get a table and we're going to eat some food because it is now like 11 o'clock at night and we still have not eaten dinner. So we order dinner, we sit down, and then the whole team comes out and he sits next to me and this other player sits next to my friend Kristen, who also ends up being a Seahawk too. I'm like, how many teams are y'all on? Like, but homeboy apparently is on both. Probably another one too. Who knows? He could be on the Lakers too, for all I freaking know. Right. So anyway, so he sits down, and I'm like trained because of my background in being abused.
She did not.
I am like immediately loyal. When I like see one guy and he's talking to me, like the moment we click, I'm like, no one else look at me. Don't look at me. Don't turn your head towards me. I am not going to turn my head towards you. Don't even think you can make a pass to me. So I've already like fully loyal to this one, right? Because I'm like, I don't want to get caught having any of these other little boyfriends thinking I'm looking at them, you know, this or that. Little do I know what I was going to find out. Anyways, so we're sitting there and he's like, okay, let's go. Finally our food comes. Finally comes. And Kristen is so happy to eat food. And I was too. Like, I like food. But I was just so like, oh, this is fun and exciting. So it finally comes and he comes over and he's like, we're going, let's go.
The
Right
moment
when
you would,
the moment the food comes. And I'm like, okay, Kristen, come on. And she's like, she's sitting there looking at her food like, are you kidding me? Like, Lord, have mercy. Someone let me eat. And then he was like, I'll pay for it. It doesn't matter. Let's go. He pays for all of our food for the whole bill, and we just leave. Poor Kristen only got to eat half the burger.
Oh no! And she paid a hefty bill for that one, or
she
it would have been.
It would have been. It would have been.
Because then it's not cheap.
Thankfully, he paid for the food that we didn't eat.
As if it wasn't his fault already.
Exactly.
That's the least he could have did.
So as we're like sitting there, I think either no, Kristen is a G. She looks him up. We were like, you're not from here, blah, 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 or something. Somehow we saw his license. She saw it, memorized it, Googled him, found out exactly who the fuck he was.
She must be a part-time FBI agent.
She is good. And then at some point, I remember him saying to the waitress, don't tell my wife. Oh, yeah. And I'm like,
shut the front door.
What? Like, what even? What? And, okay, this is bad. This is a big no-no on my part, okay? I was like, oh, really? Let's just go along with this and see how far this motherfucker's gonna take this, right? Which is dumb. But, you know, sometimes you do dumb things. So...
Yeah, you can preach that.
Yeah, thanks. So we go to like this weird little shopping mall that's attached to the hotel, and we go to a like arcade like area, and he pulls me aside and he's like, come to the hotel with me. And I was like, are you kidding me right now, bro?
Are you so sure that your wife's not waiting for you back there?
Yeah, well, I'm sure she is waiting at home with children.
Yeah.
And here he is, like, trying to pick up women, like, at a very well-known restaurant. Everyone can see you, bro. I don't understand. Needless to say, I was like, no. And he was very unhappy about it. And so then we parted ways. But I was like, baffling. Anyways, I feel like this has been pretty long. How long have I been talking?
Only like 3 minutes.
I'm dead. Anyway, so that was my Kraken story. Don't trust soccer players or football or whatever the fuck they athletes. You know.
Don't trust athletes.
I'm baffled though. I'm like, these poor wives are at home with kids and their athlete boyfriends, husbands, dear God, are like, they're taking care of the kids and they're out like drinking, picking up on women, trying to take them back to hotels. Baffling to me. Baffling. How are you still with him? Like, how are you putting up with that? Like, how do you get the patience? Not why. I get it because I've been there. Not why are you still with him, but like, how, what universe did you get the patience to be able to deal with this man? Because like, be a lot better world if we all had that kind of patience. But also, she should absolutely just divorce him. So
Perhaps her ignorance is her bliss.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think that they know. I really think that, like, for the most part, they know, and they either choose to turn a blind eye towards it because of the kids, or this got dark. But I mean, these are real things, you know, and this does happen. And when you see any marriages where it's like, obviously people know that the either partner, male or female, is cheating, I think that they know most of the time. Sometimes you get blindsided, but then once you do find out, like, why do you stick around? It's usually for the kids. It's usually for the kids. And then they usually end up are like, okay, I'm going to wait till they're 18, but I want my child to be brought up with two parents.
With 2 parents, yeah.
Yeah. So that was my Kraken story. So that was the 1 date year. I don't think that really counts as a date, but he did pay for dinner, so.
After he took it from you. It's the least he could have did. Well, I feel like the least he could have did was at least let you eat it. Paying for it and then taking it from you? Jeez, you wouldn't do that to a baby, would you? You'd gonna do it to 2 women who have been drinking all night?
Baby. Oh my gosh. That's probably why he did it. Drink more. Come to my hotel room.
Make sure my wife doesn't find out.
Yeah, can you believe? Don't tell my wife.
You couldn't even pay me to keep a secret like that. Just because you told me not to, I'm gonna do it anyway.
Yeah, I wonder if she told. She must know. I wonder though, like, as a waitress, what would you do? Would you tell the wife?
Absolutely.
Because what if you tell the wife though, and she's like, "You crazy bitch, you just want me to like break up with my man."
I would think
that I've had that reaction before. When I tell someone something, they don't want to hear it.
Yeah, I would say honesty, like, to be quite honest, if someone's going to tell you something that they saw, it's what they choose to do is fully on them. If they don't believe you for whatever reason, that dude's gonna make the same mistake again. Yeah. Then she's gonna find out from the next waitress that tells her, "Hey, man, your husband's kind of being a douche monkey."
Douche monkey. Yeah. Yeah. No, I agree.
Or you could have just saved her a huge heartbreak because maybe she didn't know that he was like that. And now she knows the truth and can, take whatever pride she has left. Because that kind of trauma would, like, change a woman from the inside out. And who's to say that it's going to take so much work for her to overcome that and be able to love someone else
after that. 100%.
Mm-hmm.
I'm all here for, like, sharing. It is definitely a touchy subject sometimes when you're sharing other people's business. I feel like when you cheat or you do something wrong or you steal or whatever, it is your obligation to undo it, fix it, tell the truth. But when it comes to other people's business, it's a little more dicey, but I do believe that the right thing to do is definitely tell her. But, like, can you imagine, like, I don't know, she's hosting or she's waitressing, and then they're in there, and then what do you do? Like, pull the woman aside mid-dinner? Like, can I talk to you? And then imagine what could happen to the waitress if he saw her pull her aside.
I think that there's always a time and a place.
But that's the thing. As a waitress, like, when are you going to get a time and a place? Do you slide into her DMs? Do you find her email?
Especially if the husband is someone who's well-known, perhaps it'll be easier to find who this woman is. And if not, just being able to be like... Honestly,
I almost would be like, contact their PR person. Oh, no. Shut up.
Or maybe, like, let's say it was, like, in the moment, and I was that waitress, and let's say wife was there, or I at least know who the wife is. Or, actually, no, let's take the example that I didn't know who she was. Okay. But I see the husband, and I know that he's a married man, and I see that happen, and I end up finding who this woman is. there's certain ways to go about it, but it's also, like you said, it's very touchy. It's not the kind of conversation you want to have over text. It's not really what you want to do over the phone. But if it happens that way and they're not from there, you got to do what you got to do. Yeah. It's just how you go about it, I feel like.
But you wouldn't be able to text her. You can't, like, access them. You know what I mean? You'd have to be very careful and strategic and respectful to all parties involved, you know?
Yeah. Or at that point, if she was inaccessible, or if the timing or the environment, time and place wasn't right, then I would make it a point to let him know that if he doesn't tell his wife, that I would, to, like, put that pressure on him. That's
good. I like that. I feel like that would make a lot of sense.
Because that's only fair. There's no way I'm going to live with the guilt of your mistake. So you go fix it. Because at the end of the day, one day when she does find out, you're going to be sitting there feeling sorry for yourself when you should be kicking yourself in the ass.
100%. 100%.
Yeah.
Good stuff. I mean, oh man, life is just lifer. Anyways, weigh in, guys. Let us know what you think. Thank you for listening to today's podcast. I don't know what we'll call this episode. The Krakens, right? Or something?
Cracking up over the Kraken.
Cracking up. We'll call it Kraken Up.
Cracking up.
We'll call it Cracking Up. I'm done. Anyways, love you guys. Thank you for listening to the pod. Tune in to the next one, which I would say is next week, but I'm not going to promise anything. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching on YouTube. I love you all. Good night.